Donald Trump has done it. The billionaire businessman has won more than enough delegates to clinch the Republican nomination for president. Some unbound delegates in North Dakota are now pledging their support to Trump. And according to the Associated Press, that puts Trump over the top with 1,238 delegates, one more than the total needed. Trump reacted to the big news in Bismarck this afternoon.
I'm so honored. I'm so honored to be in North Dakota and having hit that. I'm so honored by these people. They had such great sense.
What do you do in those first 100 days? What's the first thing Donald
Well, I
Trump
have many things to do. Number one, I'll be unwinding various executive orders, and I'll be unwinding executive orders in particular having to do with the border, where people are pouring into our country. We're going to start rebuilding our military. We're going to make our military bigger, better, stronger than ever before. We're going to have a lot of fun that first 100 days. We're going to start the process of making America great again.
So congratulations to him. But on the Democratic side, the race is anything but over. A new poll has rivals Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders in a dead heat in California, less than 2 weeks away from the critical June 7th primary there. Let's first, Eric, let me give you the floor to comment on Donald Trump passing that 1237 mark.
Well done, well done. So Donald, I said Donald
Bowling,
Trump early.
you called it.
Yeah, it was a long, hard battle the last 10 months or so. I took a lot of heat for it, but so. When he declared he was running for president, he came down the escalator, and there was that press conference, and there was that swell. It just felt to me like he was tapping into something that America was ready for. Not that he was going to be the greatest politician in the world. The fact that he wasn't going to be the greatest politician in the world, he was tapping into it. People called me crazy. I didn't really see. I thought he was going to be the nominee. I didn't see him beating Hillary at that point. But what's going on over the last month or so with all the problems that she has and all the way she's reacting to all the, the scandals, the email stuff, having a hard time with Bernie Sanders, it feels to me now that he has a very, very strong possibility of beating Hillary Clinton. I never saw that before. I think that's going to be the case. Will he pivot, though? I hope he doesn't pivot. A lot of people are saying now that he's got the nomination, you pivot towards the center for the general election. I hope he doesn't. I think what's worked for him straight through will work for him unusually in the general, whereas most politicians would have to get to the center. I think he's going to spur some sort of interest from the far right, from the center right, and also from Democrats and independents.
All right, Kimberly, want to comment on it?
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, this is the day that some people said would come. Some people still say, never Trump, but, I say never Hillary Clinton, So take back the Oval. It's about time and start getting down to business. I'm excited about rebuilding the military, destroying ISIS. I'd actually put that first right there, and with a strong military, and then doing these executive orders, this choking regulations that the Obama administration has put forward that strangle businesses. So I think he's on to a tremendous groundswell of support, that people really feel like it's time for real change, not the fake one that, Obama changed, to fundamentally change America, but to restore this country to, the great country that we all, know and love.
Well, we've got a lot to get to, so we have two Californians at the table. I'll start with you, so you haven't spoken yet. Hillary and Bernie are in a dead heat in California. You know the state, you and Kimberly do. Do you think that is that a surprise to you, that a socialist is tied with Hillary Clinton?
It doesn't surprise me. It depresses me. This is a horrible thing. Again, I go back to that simple fact. The left are amazing at selling bad ideas, and the right is terrible at selling great ideas. The fact that we even have a socialist as a senator is a stain. It's like the Vatican inviting a Satanist into the. That's what it is. You are the greatest capitalist free market system in the history of the world, and you got a socialist who despises capitalism, who may get the nomination because Hillary is so wounded. You know what's interesting about the Hillary-Trump thing too is the Clinton camp was ecstatic over the idea of facing Trump. She was the strong candidate, he was the weak one. But now she's melting like a Snickers bar in the sun, and he's ascending like an orange souffle. And the Democratic Party, I honestly think the Democratic Party is pushing Sanders, pushing the email scandal to get Hillary out and get somebody else in.
Do they get Sanders or they get Joe Biden?
No, I mean Biden.
The biggest risk to the Republicans is getting Biden, not Sanders.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
I think it's more for Biden than anything. But it's like, remember, we talked about the email scandal forever.
You're not usually a conspiracy theorist, but...
Who told you to say that?
Don't be paranoid, we're just all behind. Ebony, let's get you in
recorded?
here about... it is being recorded. It's actually live.
Is this live?
So, yeah.
All right.
It's real.
I've got it.
Ebony, do you think it matters if Hillary... It might not matter numbers-wise, as Eric said, that delegate-wise she would get the nomination. But how damaging would it be for Hillary Clinton if she actually loses California?
Oh, incredibly damaging, right? Because this furthers the narrative that she is being rejected. It's a real basic argument that the Dems, even her base, her party, is rejecting her. Here's what Donald Trump is doing, though, in plain sight. And this isn't even rocket science. This is an easy one that he's doing. He is speaking directly to disgruntled Bernie Sanders supporters. And he's got the magic number. He's moving on to this general election. And he's speaking to them. He's engaging Bernie Sanders supporters. And he did it the other night in New Mexico. And I think it's a very, very serious problem that Hillary Clinton hasn't even really, to me, focused on endearing those Bernie supporters to her. Because, yes, mathematically, she will be the nominee, barring an indictment or something crazy like that. But she's not tapping into those supporters on the left that are not convinced as of right now to support her, and she's allowing Donald Trump to tap in there and get an argument out there.
Well, that's a good segue.
Go ahead.
I was going to go on to this next thing, which I think you want to talk about as well, because we've been talking that there's not going to be a Hillary versus Bernie debate here at Fox News or anywhere. It's not happening. But what about Trump versus Sanders? Both candidates say they're open to the idea. Listen to this.
I'd love to debate Bernie. He's a dream, and I'd love to debate him, but I want a lot of money to be put up for charities. I think it would get very high ratings. It should be in a big arena somewhere, and we could have a lot of fun with it.
Donald Trump has agreed to debate me, and I look forward to that, because I think Hillary Clinton has not agreed to debate me here in California, so I look forward to debating Mr. Trump on that, because I think it's important that somebody hold him to task for his outrageously bigoted remarks.
Okay, I don't know if this debate's happening or not, because it was on again, off again. Does anybody here know for sure?
I know for sure it would be foolish for Donald Trump to actually engage in this debate. There's no upside, but he likes to. He loves the challenge. So if someone challenges, he goes for it.
Yeah.
But as Hillary had nothing to gain by debating Bernie Sanders, nor does Donald Trump. He's not going to be the nominee. This will only open up, expose, and Bernie could say something. Bernie could get something out there that helps Hillary. This is a highly advised. If I was right, I'd say there's a no-win here.
It only would help Bernie by sidelining Hillary. It's almost like Hillary's the person who waits in the car while the other two people go to see the movie. She's completely on the. It just makes her look like the third party that should go home.
I actually disagree. I think this is an opportunity for Trump to get in front of, again, lots of disgruntled Bernie supporters and not put his foot in his mouth, but instead say, look, it's me, it's Bernie, we're different, but we're both outsiders. We're both candidates that are not the establishment, and I do think they have some commonalities around that.
No, they agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But that's why it might not be much of a debate.
I think some of his supporters, but ultimately, just to tag back on the thing, if Hillary Clinton were to get indicted, where actually justice would prevail and in a timely fashion, then what's going to happen? Biden. What's going to happen? Perhaps Bernie, who doesn't seem like he wants to go anywhere, he's hanging out, can be very frustrated if he didn't get the nomination and run third party. I mean, we were talking about that earlier.
I think they would put up Elizabeth Warren.
I think they put up
Biden with Warren.
Maybe.
Biden Warren.
But I think this is actually bad for Bernie. Well, Bernie maybe doesn't care, but he couldn't even call himself a Democrat until last year. He called himself an independent. I mean, what a disservice to Democrats across the country to basically sideline someone who is going to be the nominee. I mean, this show has gone on for so long. I agree it would be a wonderful debate, terrific television, but from his standpoint and from the Democrats, I wouldn't blame the DNC for being mad about this.
But I think that's the problem, right, Dan? I think the DNC is running into a branding problem because many people that support Bernie feel like the DNC is already so far against Bernie Sanders. And you're right, he's not really a member of that party. He has no best interest of the Democratic Party at his disposal.
Wait a minute, the Republican nominee just destroyed the Republican Party. And we've been saying how great that is.
Because it worked out that way. I think the difference is Hillary is the Democratic Party's nominee, if you will, and a lot of people that support Bernie don't like that about her.
What's in it for Donald Trump? What is the upside for? There is no upside. He's going to
get a redo on the charity contributions.
The what?
on the charitable contributions on a stunt like that, make sure that's all real smooth and
Real
doesn't run into
transparent.
problems like the veterans event.
I just heard that $5 of the $6 million was already handed out, or alleged. Whatever. To make a long story short, the guy's got the nomination locked up. He's basically spending the next, I don't know, what is this, 5 months or so, just going right at
But
the
you know
general
what? It
election.
shows that he's not somebody like, you know,
It's a huge win for
ducking and
Bernie to
covering like
entice
Hillary.
Donald Trump into that fight. He's punching up, right?
But you know what?
Yes.
He's good at debates.
Who?
He's good at Trump.
And so is Bernie.
Yeah,
They're both good.
I think it'd be a good. It would be a good
I'm
debate.
telling you, I think it would be
It'll be a
interesting.
very
It makes
good debate.
Hillary look like she wants to be commander-in-chief. She can't even show up to debate somebody.
She's-
It's just
Exactly.
pathetic.
He will do better against Trump than Hillary will. Hillary will have problems.
Yep.
I agree. And I think that she would be so upset to be sidelined like that. Maybe, you know.
It would look really bad.
Looks
It would.
bad.
So, I mean, it's
And
difficult
he'll be
for
in
her to
trouble.
get media attention anyway. If this were to happen, it was basically, as you're saying.
She's being overshadowed.
What about Gary Johnson?
Upstaged. In
Why,
every way.
when is Gary Johnson going to be getting 10%?
Yeah, that's true.